What's up, everyone? Happy New Year. First episode of 2025. I am excited to get going. I have a full panel now. I'm shocked. I don't think it was as full as last time. I think last time it was about 6 people. So we have 5, but still, I mean, we're here. We're here, and we're proud. We're excited. So let's go. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but it's the new year, and I'm excited to get started. So I have some returners, some new people, and I'm excited. I literally have no idea what I'm saying right now. My mind's just like fried from school. So I'm gonna start with Drew. I'm Brian. I'm a sophomore. That's my introduction. And I'll start with Drew. You can introduce yourself, main year, whatever else you want.
I'm Drew. I'm a freshman comms major, and I did say on this show that Bronny James will pop off.
Okay. Pulling back from like the first. Actually, we only had 2 episodes, so yeah. It was like the one episode.
We're gonna do like a callback. I'm Caden, and cannabis should be legalized. Now, I'm a sophomore.
We're just having fun with this one.
I'm Landry. I'm a senior. I'm a senior.
I didn't say anything.
Early grad.
Early grad.
Early grad.
Yeah, year ahead.
Yay.
Yeah. That's it.
And I'm new. I'm Abby. I'm a junior psychology major, and I'm pen pals with a 77-year-old man.
Wow.
That she is.
From where?
From Charleston. He was a regular at my old restaurant that I used to waitress at, and he came to my high school graduation, and then I was like, let's keep in touch, Dan. And so, love
What's
Dan.
y'all's favorite thing to write about?
He tells me about his grandkids and that he's learning math to help me out with my math homework.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does in his free time. He watches math videos, and
Does
he's
he
like,
like statistics?
yeah.
What's his pen pal number? Snap.
Kaden needs it.
I'll send
Kaden
Dan your
needs
way.
it.
All right,
I'll
perfect.
Dan
Send him
your
out.
way.
Yeah, we'll just link
Dan's
it
a real
below.
one.
Dan is a real one.
Yeah, bet.
Yeah, we're just gonna link his information below.
Yeah.
Anyone that needs a tutor,
Follow
hit up Dan. Hit up Dan. That's really good.
I'm gonna send this to
Set
him,
an
and he's
online-
gonna think this is
Set
awesome.
an online course up.
Dan's gonna love this.
We love you.
Shout out Dan.
Dan.
Dan, you're the real one. Thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Abby thanks you as well. And maybe even Caden. Caden might enjoy it too.
He's gonna take ChatGPT out of business.
Yeah, Dan GPT.
Dan.
Chat Dan. I don't know how you want to say it.
Dan
That's
Dan
so
GPT is
freaking
Anyway, so yeah, shout out to Dan. We're happy to have you on. Didn't know we were gonna have a whole segment about Dan, but hey,
call in.
this is gonna be sick. Just call
Dan,
in.
where you
Next
at?
week.
Give us all a
Dan
tutor
on it.
session.
Yeah.
Like Khan Academy. You ever seen Khan Academy?
Dude, Dan
Yes,
should
bro.
I used to
All
listen
right.
to that during a test. I just listened to Khan Academy. It did not help, but I just,
I'll have my
background
people talk
music.
to his people.
You're
Maybe
panicking
we'll
for
get
the
him on.
test, and you're
Yeah,
like,
maybe
let's
we'll
do
get him on.
songs.
All right. Well, like I said, this is the first one of the year. It's what, January something?
14th.
I don't know. 14th? Thank you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's almost halfway through January.
Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy. We've been 14 days in 2025.
I got so much to do.
The year
So-
is flying by.
The year is flying by. And while it is a new year, it's still the same old episode, so we're gonna start with the same old exciting topic. Let's be real. This segment, for those that may not know, this segment is basically a hot take. Go around, each of us will give a hot take. We might discuss it, we might not, depending on how hot it is. Could be a sizzle, could be hot, could be ice. We don't know. But we hope it is a hot take. And so I will go ahead and start off, because this time I came prepared. Now, I have no idea if this is gonna make any sense, but this is my hot take. My hot take, and you're gonna have to hear me out on this description, because it's gonna sound weird when I first say it. My hot take is that MLK Day is the best feeling, like holiday feeling. When you hear MLK Day, it's the best feeling. And I didn't realize this until I got to college. So usually when you're in school, it's Christmas. Okay, Christmas, great, you know this, you know that. I am from out of state. So coming down to Clemson, coming down to college, you have a lot of breaks in the fall semester. So Christmas is nice, Christmas is exciting, but I don't get more excited than when I hear it's MLK Day because we have a day off.
Because it comes out of nowhere.
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 It's like
And
Sunday
the
night,
best
and I'm
day.
like, we gotta go home, and then someone's like, it's MLK Day, and I'm like, let's
Yes,
go.
like that's exactly right.
Wait, that is true. That,
So like for me, that's my hot take is that it's the best. I never realized until I got to Clemson or to college, but it's the best feeling holiday. If that makes any sense. It sounds
Yeah,
weird to say
because
it that
it's
way.
like you are back in school, and then you're really the next break isn't until spring break, and so it's like a nice little oh, you just get a day off.
And you're kinda
And it's a
sucks,
Monday.
too.
Like this year's a Monday, so now, like Kaden said, you can go out on Sunday and be hungover on Monday, and who cares?
Yeah, because you're sitting there and you're like, good grief. I had this whole class. I'm like, MLK Day.
It's MLK.
MLK Day.
I'm
Are you-
excited,
Are
and
you
it is
really
next week.
a college student though? If you don't go out on a Sunday and go to class hungover on Mondays,
That hey,
that might be a hot take.
That can be a debate.
yeah, that's
What truly
real.
makes a college student? At that point, you're just paying to be bored. Okay.
Alcoholism and debt.
Alcoholism and debt. I like that description. I like that description. All right, so that was my hot take. I hope it was hot enough to start out.
It was.
Yeah. Who has another one that they would like to go with?
I'll go.
Drew, go ahead.
Let's be for real. I believe that
I love it. I love that. Okay.
all social medias, if they were not around, it would be much more pure. Like socials, the world would be more pure for sure. I think that it should just be Safari, newsletters, newspapers.
YouTube? Spotify?
Is YouTube social media though?
It's YouTube and Spotify social media. Because I would say that that is.
I don't
YouTube
think
and
Spotify is. I don't think Spotify is social media because you don't have posts. It's literally just music and podcasts. Like there's no there's no influencing
like
on,
an audio.
There's no, like,
Spotify. I mean,
feed.
people
There's
have
no,
their
like, feed.
podcasts.
I mean,
That you just engage with.
Did you
just,
see
like, find the stuff you look
Did you see the trend though? It was like a playlist that you would send to somebody, and it would be like, "Please unblock me," and then the songs would spell out, "I miss you so much. Please unblock me.
Okay.
I'm dying."
I've
That's
seen
like
those.
people like putting their heart and soul into that.
Yeah.
And it's so that's stupid.
Yeah.
So my question is, isn't YouTube just a bunch of people sharing? Like, put it
YouTube
for this
is
way: a
dead.
podcast could just be us
not
talking.
dead.
YouTube's not
YouTube's.
It's
YouTube
slowing
isn't
down.
the same as it was. It's like I think it's well
like-
because YouTube Shorts have made it come back, but like we as a generation don't have a long attention span anymore because we're so used to the 30-second
Which
videos.
goes back to your thing.
Yeah.
So like, but I do think you're right. Like social media is toxic, and so many people. There's become so many influencers for stupid things because of social media, aka the Hawk Tuah girl.
You see, she's getting like arrested
that's
now.
awesome. I'm more talking
did?
about like.
Yeah, because I thought she was getting arrested. Now I might be
No, she
faking
was
it.
No,
gonna
it's,
get arrested.
She was going to get
It's
arrested.
because of her. What is it called? Hawk coin or Tua coin?
Yes, the Hawk coin.
The Hawk coin.
Bitcoin.
You know, no, she literally did insider trading. Like,
did a Bitcoin scam.
and then she was like, "All right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed."
And then she like got out of it. She like
Yeah.
jumped out. Everyone lost all of their like stash.
Yeah.
Millions of people went into that.
You know what's so funny though? Oh, what was it? Jimmy Carter was alive to see.
I saw
It was like I think it was like the first like no, it wasn't.
first like COVID, like the first like.
No, I think it was like
The
it was
flu?
like something like the moon landing and the Hawk Tuah girl.
Well, yeah, he was born in 1924.
Yeah.
He was a
Good poll. 1924.
He was 100 when he died. So
oh, yeah,
easy math.
Easy math. Math is hard.
That is-
Dan?
Yeah, that's Dan right there.
And GPT.
That is Dan going
Up
out.
right now.
Perfect.
Going to.
When she pointed out that Empire State of Mind, it sounds like Concrete Jungle, Wet Dream Tomato. I was like, she's pretty talented. I see why she's famous. This makes a lot of sense. On
I legit
Understandable.
thought that was the lyrics for years.
I feel like her accent was fake, but maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Nah, she was just drunk. It was just she was slurring her voice.
Yeah, it was like a drunk.
No, I'm
She's
talking about for
definitely
the
country. She definitely has
She's
a-
definitely country.
She
just
worked at a
sounded-
spring factory. She made springs.
Yeah, it's
So what? I don't know.
follow
She
that.
just didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
But I do have to agree with you, Drew. I do think it would be more pure. The question is, where does the line get drawn for?
I think
Like, where do you think it is?
I think if you were to be able to post on social media, you should have a certification first of all.
You not have to pay for it.
But if it was if in our hypothetical world it is
Who's
around,
in charge
that
of
would be
who
the
gets it,
condition.
though? I feel like the people in charge of who gets it, they would just make the same product. Like, it'd be the same people that would be influencers.
See,
and
that's
make the
like
same
my
product.
gray area.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it is overrated, but also at the same time, like a lot of the times that's how like we connect with family members. Like one of my family members, they live over in China right now because of her husband's job, and so the only way we really get to like see them is because she posts on Facebook. So. Like I think there
You
are,
can always just
make
take
other.
pictures.
I think there are also like I think there are good and bad things with social media. I think like it's a toxic thing, but I think it also can be a good thing.
I love it when people are toxic on social media, though, because how would I know about all my aunt's divorces if she didn't post every single detail about them on Facebook?
Right,
it's entertainment at
right,
this point.
right.
It's entertainment.
right,
I don't know. I feel like we're all gonna be like, yeah, social media sucks, and then I'm gonna be on TikTok literally in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
like-
being in college. It's
Yeah.
like being like too good for social media than just like scrolling forever.
It's made like facts unbelievable, if that makes sense, or like almost like more believable. Like you just see it, like
Yeah,
oh,
no,
you know.
I will say
Stuff
this.
blows me away and I'm like,
I don't like how social media has become calculated now. I bring back to where we literally can just post whatever we want and not feel judged about it. I just remember like having my old Instagram and I literally got a pair of neon green heels for Christmas and guess what I did? I posted my neon green heels for Christmas with the caption, "Got new heels for Christmas, so happy."
See, that's so much more pure. I like that a lot better. 'Cause
And now it's like we have to be so posed and so like perfect in the way we look, our photos edited to like top tier, our captions like calculated and everything, when really, like, if I want to post a picture of something, guess what? I'm just going to post a picture of now because we're so concerned about how many likes we get.
In order to trend.
I'll get hit with like, you can't do back-to-back sunset pics. That's terrible. You know, you got to post at like 5 p.m. to get the most likes. You be posting
sunset pics?
Dude, like, see that? Look who's making fun of the Instagram aesthetic. I think that's what you were saying. Yeah. I actually posted my new neon green shoes the other day. All right.
You should have collabed.
Oh my God.
Should have tagged each other in the post.
10 slides, I thought I looked good enough of them. I only look good in like 6. Let's throw a sunset. Like, absolutely. You can't do back-to-back. That's crazy. No one's going to like
Get
that.
a Tigervision, Caden, Landry collab.
Oh my God.
All 3. Connect all 3.
And neon green shoes.
Perfect match for that. But I love that topic because I think
That's
that
a
comes
good
down
one.
to a talk of like, where does the social media line get crossed? Where is it like social media compared to just communication? So I think that's really good. I think it's one of the most underrated questions we've had on here for Hot Takes.
Yeah.
So that was a great pool, Drew. I love it. Who wants to go next? Who has a hot take that they want to go with? I want to go with Gabe.
They need to fix the alphabet. It's terrible. I have so many problems with the alphabet. All right. So like, this is like an 80-year plan. All right. We're making massive changes.
80-year plan.
We're looking at
One letter for every 4
we're looking
years.
at like a 250-letter alphabet. This is a long-term plan. Okay. But
Oh my
I want to
God.
soft launch this because we're people don't like change. Okay. The first thing we're doing is we're removing silent letters. All right. I'm gonna talk to the camera for this one because this is ridiculous. Okay.
Go ahead. Talk to the people.
Shout out to or anyone. So I understand that there's phonetical like rules that lead to the existence of silent letters. But like, let's say like pseudonym, okay? If my entire life, if I'd only seen pseudonym spelled with an S, at no point in time would I go, this is supposed to have a P in it. And neither would any of y'all do that. And no one would do that. And if you do, you kind of suck, okay? Because like, you should know that if you're that type of person that's like, I would totally figure that out and correct people, most people don't care about things you care about, and you should be like your letters and be silent, okay? It's ridiculous, and we need to drop silent letters. All right? That's the first thing we're doing. All right?
Did you ever think that someone was like, the original pronunciation of like pterodactyl was pterodactyl, and someone was like, this is stupid, I'm just gonna call it pterodactyl?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, then why not drop the P too? That's stupid too, absolutely, yeah.
Maybe it's in dictionaries, I don't know, they don't have to like, it's like when an athlete changes their number, they have to buy all the jerseys out. Like no one wanted to buy all the dictionaries and resell them. Like I don't know. Either way, go ahead. Continue. Continue with your next year.
The next thing, the second phase of this process, okay, and the most important but the least interesting. So I'll be quick about this. Is like you spend like a month of your life when you're learning to read, learning the alphabet and the sounds. That's a very easy part. I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while. All right, but that's the easy part.
The whole kindergarten year.
It takes about 2 years to
You spend
completely
so
learn
much
how to
more.
read.
You spend your entire life learning the alphabet and all the rules and variations of words, and you never fully master it. I think if we just spent more time learning all the letters, we added some letters, spent some more time learning all the letters and all the different sounds and stuff, it would set us up for life better. It's a formulative time where we can learn and keep information at a better time.
Yeah, no, phonics are super important, but they don't teach it to little kids anymore. Instead of teaching you how to sound out words, they teach you sight words. So that's why kids can't read nowadays. So
Wow.
phonics are really important because they teach you how to logically think about connections in between words. Because when you're reading, your brain is doing a lot of mental processes behind it. So I don't know. There's a reason for everything. I don't know.
That is the psychology, but that is crazy. I did not know about that.
Your brain. Your brain could power NASA when reading a sentence. That's how much power is going into reading a sentence. It could probably power NASA.
That is wild.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You have like a shuttle in your mind. Like that is ridiculous. Sorry, that sounds so stupid.
You have
but,
the
like,
world's greatest supercomputer in your head.
That is
Literally.
insane.
It's
And
like-
you can't even use all of its power.
No,
Like
it's like.
Yes, you can.
Can you actually?
Yes, you can. Are you talking about you only use
The 10%, yes.
That is a myth. If
That
you were
is.
only using 10% of your brain, you would be dead.
Wow.
No, pretty much every.
Hippocampus is memory.
So I want to be a neurologist. So you're getting me on a tangent.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. We got time.
Essentially, but no, your brain. So your brain is basically a giant computer filled with electrical impulses and stuff like that. But you have over 100 billion neurons in your brain, and if only 10% of them were firing, you would only be able to move your finger.
He's so for real right
Because
now.
you got to think about your
Like,
brain.
real.
Okay, your brain.
But that is actually like really cool.
Answer this question for me. How many things is your body doing right now?
I feel like a lot, but I can
Um,
only tell.
It's breathing, it's pumping blood, it's thinking, it's speaking,
It's digesting
it's
food.
digesting.
It's doing.
seeing.
It's doing so
That's
many things. Your eyes itself. So the way your eyes work, actually, it's basically like a high-speed camera that's just taking like 1,000 images a second and piecing it together into your brain and giving you an image in real time. Like, do you know how much of your brain?
The human mind, because it's like you start as like a cell, and then you just are a cell with an instinct that aligns perfectly with another cell with an instinct billions of times, and then like 3 years later you realize it and you're freaked out by it and you never understand it. Like that's basically what the human mind is.
That's actually
Like,
very
yeah, like
true.
isn't that weird? Yeah, like
Let's ask the
it's just-
psychologist. Abby, is
yeah.
that true?
That sounds like something that it sounds like you bought some mushrooms like from a guy in an alley, and
I didn't
you
tell
came
you
to
where
that
I didn't tell
conclusion.
you. I didn't tell you.
And then you came to that
I didn't tell you where I
We're on a
first thought
trip.
that. A lot of Be For Real is just relaying things.
Yeah.
But that
I
is
didn't
sick.
tell you I thought that.
No,
Yeah, it's
but-
weird. Yeah.
Like, to
that was
think,
definitely
like-
like a dude. You ever think about
Well,
this? Like that was definitely.
You say you only use 10% of your brain. I'll tell you, your eyes are using pretty much your whole brain right now because the light is bouncing off something, which is going to your eyes, which is going all the way to the back of the head, reversing an image, recreating it. Your brain is filling in the holes and it's sending it back to the front of your eyes.
filling in the holes.
Yeah, because like I heard.
Illusions. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
like
heard that it's
psychology,
like
not mine,
your eyes see everything right now, but you only pick. Like right now, I'm picking the camera. Hi guys. So I'm like looking at you guys, and I only look at you, but I can see everything else. I just don't actually like process. It's really
Peripheral
weird.
vision.
But either way, that was our psychology.
Yeah.
So continue on with your face.
Oh,
Steve.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
Continue on with your face.
sorry.
Yeah, no,
No, we love it.
This
That is like
awesome.
actually
Yeah.
so cool.
I hate to piggyback off this. The usage rate of E is ridiculous. All right? And just the first thing I'm doing, because everyone's going to be freaking out when I try to add letters. I understand that. Let's put it inye. You recognize it from Spanish, and this is going to replace E's. So this means take. All right? Bake, B-A-K. Inye. All right? T-A-K. That's all we're going to do for 5 years. And then we're going to add 250 letters at the next 80. The last thing.
But that would
Step
be
at a time.
No, it would be take. No, we're using different rules. We're just copying off
So
it.
he's using like.
It's not. It's a Spanish symbol without the Spanish meaning. And then the very last thing I want to do, just real quick, is Q is the audacity
I
of Q
hate
is
you.
ridiculous.
I hate you.
And we need to change the order.
How would you?
Why is Q where Q is?
How would you make the Q sound though? Give me another letter that
No.
goes qua.
No, not KW. We could replace it. I want to get rid of it eventually.
KW,
At first,
like-
I just want to rearrange it. It's an obscure
How would you say
letter.
quack?
KWACK.
Low key, that might actually work. That actually might work.
You can't give me one. Q.
Quality.
Give me CUE because there's already
Quality.
KW. Quality.
Quality. K-W-A-L-I-T-Y.
Well, if you think about it, technically the K sound is just a k, so it'd be quality, is how it would sound.
If I wrote that down, I feel like you would say quality. You wouldn't be like quality.
I mean, yeah, but if
No,
you're
I
thinking
could
about
see
it,
a
like
quality,
this-
though.
Yeah, it would be
No,
like
I
a
would be
quality.
Because you could
Quality.
also switch K, like you could take K out and just put C in, because C and K pretty much have the same sound.
Because
C would be
in your-
soft
in your-
though.
C,
C would be
C
soft.
is more of a.
C would
So
be
wouldn't
soft,
C
it'd
get
be-
the quality?
It would be swality. Or,
Swallow?
or
That's what I'm
wait,
saying. That's why you
like
need
the word like
You need
cerebral,
KW, you don't need
swality.
CW. You need KW though.
Yeah.
You don't need CW.
Okay.
That's
I can get-
crazy.
I can get behind
I like
KW.
it.
We can just rearrange it. Just put, I want to sneak it with the obscure letters first. Do element OP,
Yeah.
URSTQV. I want to do that first, and then once people are used to that, we'll just like they'll be like, what's Q doing here? And then we drop it out.
Drop the B and bomb.
That's the plan. That's my take. Yeah, I'm done. There we go. Alphabet.
Did you actually hear? This is something I saw. They changed the alphabet song.
Zach was showing us
yeah,
earlier.
Zach
Shout
showed
out.
that.
Yes.
it's stupid. They
It's
took
crazy.
out element OP.
Yeah.
Why is it L?
Elemental P is what carries the alphabet song.
It makes it a good song.
bad.
O no.
You're-
Element OP.
You're
Elemental P.
so bored at HIJK, and then it's like, ooh, that was good. Element OP is so good. And then you're
Because
like,
now
we're
it's-
already at Q? Let's go. Yeah.
Element OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they changed it, and then they changed what's after too. Like before, it's like.
Well, it's like it goes like.
Now I know my ABCs.
Yes.
Next time won't you sing with me?
But now it's like. Now we've done our ABCs. Let's
run it
start.
back.
Yeah, it's like let's
Sing
run
with
it
me.
back or something.
Yeah.
Like they changed the
Let's
whole
start back again or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like stupid.
I'm like, why would you change
Just run it
it?
back if you please.
It was perfect. Okay,
it's right.
granted, a whole generation couldn't pronounce M, N, O, and P like separately, but at least it sounded good.
But
Yeah,
it makes
no,
you
and it-
remember what
Exactly,
like it
and
makes
it's
you
quick.
remember. And you can like element OP, LMNOP, but it's just so much nicer to
I don't know,
say.
so much more.
Getting called out at like 4 with an NNOP and learning it is a
NNOP.
formulative part of your life.
It's part of childhood.
HIJK NNOP. What the hell was that? All right, my bad. All right. I didn't realize that was actually letters. I thought that was just, you know.
It was just a noise. It was just a sound.
Every
It was
song has a
noise.
part that you kind of like mumble a little bit. That's
Yeah.
element OP.
That's why the M looks like
a
two N's.
4-year-old version of that. Element OP.
That's why the M
It's
looks like
like-
two
it's
N's,
like-
N, 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 O, P.
Okay.
NNOP.
It's like kind of like, okay, so this is off topic, but whenever y'all are counting, when you get to 70s, do you go 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5, 7-6, 7-7, 7-8,
Instead of saying
7-9?
70.
Yeah.
I do that.
70.
Yeah,
I
because
say
it's
70.
faster. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
so much faster because like it's 71. No, it's too much. It's too many syllables.
I say
7-1,
71.
7-2, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5,
I do
7-6,
too.
7-7, 7-8, 7-9, 7-8,
1,
7-9, 7-80.
I thought
81,
that was
82,
just me,
83,
but I do
84,
do
85,
that.
86,
I
87,
do the 71,
88,
72,
89,
73,
89.
74, 75. I just trip my words sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's so much faster. That's how I used to count in elementary school, and it would piss my teachers off.
How I would count, I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8,
I'll
9,
do
10,
that when I'm
3.
quick.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
if
do
you
that
have to
with
like
money.
keep focus.
If I'm mentally counting, I'll do that.
Yeah.
If I have to keep focus, I'm like
I'm not
1,
good.
that's 10. 2, that's 10.
I do that when I'm counting money,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like if counting cash.
All right. Well, I like the hot take. I enjoy it. Landry, as we're going down the paper, would you like to share yours?
I don't think you can see that.
Can you see it?
Gentle parenting does not work.
Gentle parenting does not work, and kids should not have devices until at least middle school.
Preach.
Hear me out.
Preach. Yep.
Nothing pisses me off more than whenever like you go out to dinner and the kids are just blaring on their fucking iPads. Sorry.
That was
You
our
told me
one.
I can't
That was our
say.
one.
We have 2 more for PG-13.
I'm the general
Sorry, we
manager.
did not
I get
inform.
13.
That's maybe 14.
I apologize, audience. This is at least a minimum age of 13, PG-13.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
We'll tell you if it has
I'm
to go
really
up.
heated about this.
Sorry, Grandma.
But nothing makes me more mad whenever like you're out to dinner and the kids just has their iPad and they're like blaring their stupid like YouTube shorts or whatever it is, and the kids and the parents are just like dealing with it. Or whenever they're like their kid is like throwing a full-blown tantrum and they're just like, please stop. What? Please stop. Please stop. And like it could be the fact that like whenever I was growing up, like no, you stop talking or you get a backhand. Like one of the two. And also like I was a nanny growing up, and so whenever the kids would like come and scream at me, I would be like, I can't understand you until you stop screaming at me, so you're gonna go in the corner and you're gonna calm down, otherwise we're not doing anything. And what did it do? They went in the corner, they calmed down, and then they came and talked to me, and it worked. None of this like, well, maybe we should just calm down for a second.
Are we having big feelings
Are we
right
having-
now?
Are we having large feelings?
We're having big
You're
feelings,
just,
but
like,
you're so small.
throwing action figures at your face.
Instead, teach your child how to communicate what they're feeling in a rational way instead of, I don't think you should scream at them necessarily because that doesn't do anything, but talking to them in a calm voice of like, hey, I understand you're upset right now, but I can't understand what you're saying, and it's making me frustrated. So we're each gonna go on our separate ways and have a time to ourselves. And then when you're ready, you're gonna come talk to me rationally. And I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna be firm. And I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna hold your hand throughout all of this. Because no, I am your parent.
I agree with that 100%.
I think a lot of times, and like when culture changes, we kind of overcorrect and radicalize it. I feel like what you outlined in the end was like the right example of gentle parenting. Like I feel like we flipped too far.
Like, and I'm
I think
not
like
saying-
a firm, stern, like I'm in charge and you're not, and I know more and you don't. And but I'm still gonna talk to you like a human being and not like a subordinate. I'm gonna flip my
because-
flip my shit at. Yeah.
Because like
I think that's like the gentle parenting done right. Sorry.
because like
Exactly.
my parents, like growing up, like we were able, like my sister and I were able to like form our own opinions and talk to them about it. But at the end of the day, we still had to say yes, ma'am, no, sir, like yes,
That's how it
sir,
should
no,
be.
sir,
Yeah.
and like all of that kind of stuff. But like kids now, like they're so disrespectful, and it's because of this whole like gentle parenting aspect of like my kid and I are equals. No, we're not equals. I am the adult, but like I'm not saying like, oh, go like spank them all the time, because I also don't think that does anything. That's not good repercussions.
There's gonna be a balance.
But like
Exactly.
exactly.
Like a stern, firm, treating like a person. Like it's exactly.
I think we're gonna be good at that. I think
Our generation.
I think our generation is gonna be good at that. I think we are gonna think about it so much to the point where we're like, okay, we have to do this and we don't have to do
Yeah, because like I didn't like getting like I got spanked when I was growing up, and I hated it, and I liked it like whenever like I started getting older, my mom and dad and I would like sit down and have conversations, and like that was what helped. Like I understood like why they were doing this and that I messed up, and so I got the repercussions. It wasn't like, we're gonna hold your hand through this. No, Landry, you did wrong, so now you're in trouble, and X, Y, and Z. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna spank you all the time, or oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way, like yada, yada, yada. Like, grow up.
My dad only had to hit me with a belt one time before I got the message through. So if you need to spank your kid repeatedly, there's a bigger issue going on.
Exactly.
Because
That's a really good call.
they should be able to.
should be like an
spanking
extreme.
should be like a, hey, this sucks for both of us. Because my dad told me, like, I have a very vivid memory of this, and he doesn't remember this at all. So who knows what happened? But I have a very vivid memory where my dad said, this is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. And then he smacked me across the butt with a belt, and guess what? didn't act a fool again.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's really big. There's a difference between gentle parenting and letting your children walk all over you.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
feel
absolutely.
like, especially when you see like all of these parenting influencers, I mean, when your 4-year-old has a camera in their face all day long and they have to do everything in front of a camera.
That's also.
So you can be like, oh, this is how I gentle parent. That is so awful for so many reasons, but your kid growing up with a camera in their face is gonna lead to so many more issues down
And then the
road.
excuse is typically, oh, but it keeps
Call
him
it
quiet. Oh, but it keeps him calm. Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. I wasn't.
Get
I know my
outside
sister
and
and I.
go play with your child.
Correct. My sister and I were not giving, because I love your second part too, which is don't let them get technology until middle school. My sister and I were dropped off and picked up from school, elementary-wise.
Yep.
Not everyone can get that. I understand that. You have the
And
bus.
or you have the bus. And
But you have a bunch of other kids that use the bus too. And you have a bus driver that's supposedly been checked and screened and so forth and all that.
Yeah.
The technology shouldn't be an issue until your kid can start venturing on his own. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like
That's a
6th,
great
7th
point.
grade, 8th grade.
Well, see,
that's
like-
when you get like a flip phone. Yes, we're bringing it
I
back.
had a flip phone in middle
Me
school.
too. That's
I
what
did
I'm
not.
saying. I hated him for it.
My sister
Yeah.
does
Oh, I
not like
loved
that I
it.
didn't have it.
Really? All right.
My sister had a flip phone. I did not. But my sister did so well. My parents trusted me. Luckily, I did well. At least I think I did. We can check that later. But with that being
Covering parents
said,
up.
I didn't have a phone period until about 6th or 7th grade. And that was because I started going to the Y after school. That was right across.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're walking across streets. You're staying after school, not in a school place where there are other adults.
Yeah.
Sure. And so, you know, right? All right. But because of that, that's when they gave me that phone so they
Yeah.
could connect. They could keep an eye on their
And-
child, which is all what you want to do. As
I mean, technology has grown so much that children don't need one of these.
Or an Apple.
They
Like,
they don't need an Apple Watch. There are like the little they're like Samsung watches or something like that where it's like 911 and your mom and your dad, or like 3 emergency contacts, and it just tracks them, and that's like way like to where if they're in need, they can press it and then call you. They don't need a phone that has access to all of these things, because it creates a sense of like not going outside. Like whenever I was growing up, if the sun was out, we were outside. If it was raining, we were inside playing with dolls or playing like doing arts and stuff like that. I had a flip phone in 6th grade because I started doing after school activities. And also, I didn't get an iPhone. I got an iPhone in 8th grade, and then I got it taken away because of things that I did, and I got a flip phone again. Like, I literally did not have social media or like an iPhone until 9th grade, and I was fine with it. But now it's all of these kids are like wanting to play all these games and everything, and I'm not saying that screen time is awful, because I mean, I love watching movies, and watching movies was something that I loved doing as a family, but we would also balance it with game night. Like, we had game night all the time. Card games, like, I bet you a lot of people don't know what Rummy is, or Spades, or Casino, or
Phase 10.
Phase 10, like any of these nostalgic, amazing Goldfish games that also build your muscle memory. These aren't doing anything for you. Like, they're not, especially when you're in your cognitive development years. Throw
It is
it
crazy.
away.
Which you are until you're 20,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for
saying
you
that.
guys, for you three, it's probably more like 25.
Yeah, for
us,
guys,
it's like
it's
20,
longer.
22.
yeah, we're a little bit slower.
Your frontal lobe hasn't developed yet.
We're a little slower.
Well, women's frontal lobes don't develop until they're 25.
What's the frontal
No,
lobe
men
do?
is 25, higher thinking, executive functioning,
I hope
You're not,
not.
like-
impulse
In
control,
other words,
risk management.
I hope mine's
don't-
not done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yours is not done.
Pretty
Mine's
much
not done.
everything
No,
that
mine's
separates you from a wild animal happens in your
we have a few more idiotic things to do before that comes.
Yeah.
We have a few years.
All right.
We have half a decade.
Yeah, so make all
We
your
can
mistakes
build
now.
part of this. we
Make the
can
mistakes now.
build part of the alphabet. And so
No, that'll be
Yes.
when I get smarter. That's a good idea.
now that's
Well, wait
now.
until your
That's
frontal
now.
lobe
So when you
develops.
Oh,
don't.
wait till my frontal lobe's developed.
But no, you gotta do it before, so that way you don't have to think about the KWs. You just be like, quah, KW.
Yeah.
Not like, quote, does it count like KW?
Like,
Like, that way you can just be like,
I'll be more
done.
decisive. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
I
either
like
way.
my impulse.
Impulses, exactly. Just go out and do it.
We got 5 more years. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, bet.
So thank you, Landry. That was a great one. Abby, would you like to finish?
Of course I would. So I'm a psychology major, so this is very close to my heart. Mental health is an overused excuse.
Yes.
Mental health is
As
such
someone
an
who suffers
overused-
from mental health, yes, that is because
mental health is such an overused excuse. And here, I'm going to tell you why. Here, I'm kind of okay with them banning TikTok because people learn words on TikTok and then they apply those buzzwords to literally every single thing, and then you start diagnosing yourself, and then you start seeing patterns that aren't there, and then you think that you're the special person that has X, Y, and Z. You're becoming a hypochondriac mentally because you think you have everything. But also, I think that a lot of people who now this is crazy. But except for like 1% of people who really do have like serious debilitating mental health issues, I think that using mental health as an excuse to rot all day and say like, oh, no. And I think that, people laughed at you. That's not trauma. Like, people are throwing around words like trauma, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and that is actually so harmful to people who actually struggle with those things. So mental health is so overused, and mental health professionals on TikTok.
The phrase mental health is so overused.
Yeah, it's overused. And this is coming from somebody who wants to work in the mental health field. So, like, it sucks.
I think we all agree with you. At least that was my take after the all like, oh, yeah, so we all agree.
This is a really good.
Well,
But I think it is exactly what you said. Like, it's not that mental health itself is overused. It's the fact that people that don't even have it use it for times where it's like, oh, I didn't get. This is also part of the gentle parenting.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are expected to have everything. I want my iPad. All right, I got my iPad. When they don't get something, when they don't get a position in work, when they don't get a captain of the team, or they don't make a team anymore, or they don't win a trophy, they all of a sudden want to use an excuse. And it's become that excuse of, I have trauma because I wasn't good enough to make the soccer team. I'm gonna use it as mental health. Like I have like this mental health.
Well, there is a difference between things that are like, they can be like, oh yeah, that's a little traumatic, and then saying I have trauma, because I have trauma means you go through this period of time in your life. But I'll give you a specific example that I think is so funny. I laughed the day after the election. I laughed because all of the people on social media saying that their mental health was completely crumbled, saying that like, I have PTSD from election day, I am so depressed, I am so this. No, you're not, you're just upset. You are allowed to say I'm upset without escalating it to a completely other different level. But people are so sensitive nowadays, so sensitive about everything that they have to turn everything into, oh, you're triggering me. Oh, I have PTSD from this. Oh, this is traumatic. Oh, this is abuse. Oh, this is this. This is that. And you are discrediting people who deal with real issues.
Yeah, I also think that like people who, because like I have anxiety and depression, but I don't use it as an excuse for everything. Like some days, it's really bad. And like some days it's like, I legit cannot get out of bed. But I think also people are trying to use it as excuses for their actions.
It's because they see mental health as a part of their identity. They now see, oh, I have depression, I have anxiety, that is who I am, instead of seeing it what it truly is, which is an illness that can be treated and in some cases can be cured.
And it feels good to be a part of something too. And I had my freshman year of high school, this is like a friend of a friend story, but I had a friend who was in a friend group with a few people, and they were all like, oh my, like they were all like the buzzword of depressed and stuff.
Yeah.
I had depression and stuff. And one of them was like, I'm the same way, you know, and they all kind of thought they were all like the same level of like depressed.
Yeah.
And she took her life. And everyone was so shocked by it. And they were like, well, we would have done something if we knew she was actually like, if it was real. And it's like, if you would have known if y'all didn't all say what y'all said.
The people with the most issues tend to be the quietest about it, but honestly,
it is real. Why are you
I see so many people nowadays where they think having bad mental health is a badge of honor to be worn, and that it makes you more entitled to different things in this world, but also that it makes you some sort of special human being. Let's get it right. Mental illness is an illness. It is not a good thing. Why do we want to collect them like infinity stones? Like, I see so many people on TikTok. I am a
you don't want to hate on it, so
neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD, PTSD. I'm like, I guarantee you don't have half of those things. I guarantee it, because no good psychiatrist would diagnose you with that, with all of that.
Exactly, and I think one of the things about people using this now is because they want to, I'm not going to say strike fear. It's like they want to get someone's attention and be like, I want to use a word that's more, what's better than saying I'm sad, I'm depressed?
Yeah.
And there's a difference. There's a difference between being sad for a day because your team lost and being depressed for a whole nother reason. There's a difference between having PTSD and having, just a little bit of a traumatic experience, like I said. There's a difference between, I'm going off now on this would be my last comparison.
Go for it.
But it's like having anxiety, which is like a long-term thing, and just being nervous for a test.
Yeah.
There is a complete difference, and people just want to use all these big words to sound important, to get through someone's mind.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a very interesting take. I wanted to hear from Drew. I know you guys don't have
yeah,
more.
you got
I
it,
just want to
Drew.
hear from Drew because I know Drew hasn't chimed in.
And I have one more thing to say.
I think this segment's back to like the whole social media thing where like these people like the reels that they post like the I'm this and I'm this and I'm this, they get put into like the subcategory of like reels or TikToks that like people validate it too. And that's why they think they're like, oh, this is fine.
Well, we as a society are way too focused on labels now. Like, like 20 years ago it was LGBT, now it's LGBT, but a million letters after about. Like, I'm a part of the queer community myself, but I see these videos and I'm just literally like, what is this? Like, what are you doing with your life?
And it's giving a bad rap to the community.
Yeah, but mental health, your anxiety is a chemical imbalance, not a lifestyle. I've struggled with my own mental health. I don't have to stand on my soapbox and prove to anybody that I have my own mental health struggles. I mean, you live with me, you know what I'm doing. But literally, no, people are using it as a crutch. They are using it as an excuse to not live their lives. It's making people lazy. It's making people not want to work for the things that they have. But you are also being complacent when you don't think that there is a solution. Start by realizing there is a solution and then go from there. I don't know. Get well, queen.
I mean,
I don't know.
I feel like people who actually struggle, like, they don't want, like, I don't want to struggle with anxiety and depression. Like, I don't like when my anxiety is really high and my, like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm so anxious today, guys. Like, I literally can't do anything. I've had like 4 panic attacks today.
I knew a girl in high school, she came to school and she said, guys, I finally got put on antidepressants. I like everybody be happy for me. I was like, oh yeah, it's so great that you're getting medicated. She was like, no, I just wanted medication for something. I didn't care what it was. I wanted to be a part of the people that take medication every day.
Yeah.
Why?
No.
Why?
You know
Those things
why?
are awful.
You know why? And it's just like what I said about gentle parenting. It's like an overcorrection of the last generation. I think we do that a lot. I think the last generation wasn't very sympathetic towards people with mental health issues.
they
So
weren't.
now it's a lot more of an untouched. You don't want to be the one, because if you come in and you say something like this, there's people that are going to listen and be like, you're like that. You don't believe in depression, because there's actual people that believe that.
Yeah.
And then it becomes untouchable. And then when you make a group of people untouchable, it gets really, really
Exactly.
we'll see examples of that all the time.
Yeah.
Literally,
You know?
literally.
And this is ours. Right now.
And the last thing I'll say is it's essentially crying wolf. It's the whole crying wolf.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
So
boy
I think it's just a point of moving on. I know we have
was
to
a
move on
really-
to our next segment because I love these topics. I
We
love
killed
this
it.
conversation.
This was a really good.
This was a very good hot
were
take.
good takes.
I love this. We got opinions from everyone over here. But I'm going to move on to the next segment. I know Zach's waiting to click the button because he's been sitting back there for like 30 minutes. And so we're moving on to our first segment, technically second segment, called Believe It or Not. So I'm going to give you 3 different lines or statements, and I want you guys to just, you can say a reason why, but basically the main, you can write it as well. You're more than welcome to write it. You have the freedom to write it. I'm going to give you a topic. I just want you to say if you guys believe this will be true or not. Now, this first I'm going to have to explain a little bit, and it's a previous basketball player. His name's LiAngelo Ball. He is part of the Ball family. His dad, his 2 brothers, and himself all played basketball, played in the NBA. He decided to move on from basketball to rap this year. He became an artist.
Okay.
The question, because he just dropped this, I think it was like the second day of 2025. It was like really close to New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day. He dropped it. His dad, I think, produced it. One of his brothers wrote it, and then he sang it. So my question to you guys, because this song has been it's probably one of the top songs right now in 2025, do you think by the end of 2025, LiAngelo Ball will be one of the hottest artists? Now, for those that have not been keeping up, I don't remember who the record label was exactly, but he did sign an $8 million contract with a record label for, I think it was multiple years. So we should expect more songs to be coming in. I know Landry listened to it earlier. She had one take
She
on
liked it.
That's one way to say it.
She was like, ooh,
and then obviously, I don't know how you guys feel. I didn't mind it, especially when I'm working out, but if I'm just going to sit back, I don't really want to listen to it. But like, I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's a good song. Oh, did you want that?
Yeah.
There you go. So, go ahead. Do you believe it or not? Will he be the top artist of 2025?
I believe it. There's 2 ways this can go. Do you guys remember the song Golden Hour that came out? And that
Yes.
was the only song that guy was good at. I think his name was like Jake or something.
It was Jake, and he had more songs that were good, but that was the one that like
That was the
that's
what I meant.
trend-setting song.
It could either be that, or it could be like, I don't know, maybe another J. Cole in the making, where there's like multiple good releases, and it's like, oh wow. I believe that. Obviously, you mentioned the deal that he went under. I believe that that'll bring him places and make him go far.
Absolutely.
I want to start off by saying he's not talented. Like this isn't like he's not. This isn't like he's a great artist and like we're like, oh, he's underground but he's also famous and like it's no. But like I think that the ability to just powerful people can kind of do whatever they want in terms of influence. And I think LeVar Ball weirdly probably has the connections and networking. I think he's more like a KSI type of artist, where it's like he's gonna put out a song and it's gonna get so milked on social media, and he's gonna have friends who are rappers that are gonna like be in the song and stuff, and he's gonna get like 2 months of fame, or like maybe 2 weeks of fame. And I don't know what like the hottest artist means, but I'm sure he could at the end of the year he's gonna be able to have a graphic that's like Spotify #5 for 2 weeks, and like we'll be like, when? Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. I believe that, but it's going to be a like heavily industry planted. My dad got me this for me. I'm not very talented.
She wrote a lot. I saw a really funny, before you move on, because you brought up KSI. KSI is a YouTuber. I think he's British. He's some European, right? Yeah.
He's in the
So KSI dropped a song too at the end of last year, and I saw someone joke that's saying KSI thought his song would hit like Leangelo's did. He was expecting the same reaction just because of the whole thing, but they also are two different parts of groups. So either way, that's just a nice little nugget to add in there. Landry, did you give your opinion? You have a lot to...
No, not everyone should make music.
Read it, okay?
Quit
you can hold it?
Yes.
I'll hold it for you.
No, not everyone should make music. Quit making music when you are bored. Get a new hobby. My ears are hurting because of this trash.
Mic drop.
And I risked my
Well
freaking case.
I'm also gonna have to say no. I think people are really getting over the whole industry plant thing. I think that just because you're getting one thing, I don't know. I'm gonna say no because I did hear a little bit of it, and honestly,
it was awful.
It's so
You can't
bad.
understand.
They're gonna jump to.
I think it's.
it reminded me. What was that guy? His name was like JJ Fish or something.
Maybe. I think I recognize that.
I like rap music. I love Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is probably one of my favorite rap artists because you can. Because you can understand what he's saying. If you can't understand what they're saying, then there's no point to listen to it because it literally sounds like it literally you can't understand anything. You need in order to be able to enjoy the music, you need to understand what they're saying.
I disagree, Eminem. I disagree.
Okay, but you can understand what Eminem is saying.
Mumble rap isn't good. You can understand it.
But you
He
can
does that for a little bit.
understand
He does that
it.
for a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't like say that.
Hey, some of us have a hard time listening to things saying really fast.
That's
some of us.
coming from the
are good at-
psychology major.
Some of us are good at processing things very quickly.
I don't mind. I actually like the music. I'm gonna say right now, it's not my favorite. It's probably gonna rub off a while. I have like an earworm right now.
Okay.
Like if that makes sense. Like it's stuck in my mind. It keeps repeating. But I do not think he's gonna be the hottest artist. Something tells me, actually nothing tells me. Pass has said that someone's gonna pop out and there's gonna be a big artist, or you're gonna have one of these repeats, whether it's Drake, whether it's Kendrick Lamar, whether it's a pop artist.
Put on an album.
Kid Leroy. I mean, he was kind of going off last year.
Tate
He
McRae now. We'll see how that goes.
Tate McRae might pop off. One of the country songs, Morgan Wallen.
Tate McRae already did pop off.
She did.
I think
Brady was
someone
on-
had her
because this
moment.
isn't
Brady
like
was on my Spotify rap.
this wasn't like who's the
Tate
newest.
McRae's lost.
Okay.
This wasn't my newest. I do like some of her music.
That's
so that's-
celebrity crush.
Okay, cool.
Who isn't? Or
So this isn't a question of who's gonna be like the newest hot artist. It's gonna be who's the hottest. Period. So because it's all encompassing, I think there are gonna be a lot of albums dropped. At least from some of the top, a lot of singles at least, and I just think he might fall under the radar. He was definitely the hottest right now, probably the hottest in January. I don't know if it's gonna last.
I have literally never heard of this.
Never heard of
person.
him.
Never.
I knew him from basketball, that's it, but he lasted like 2
Yeah,
years.
I'm also a really big basketball fan.
He played in the G League. He's just Lonzo and LaMelo Ball's brother.
He played in the, yeah.
I'm a huge Celtics fan.
His dad said he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one, but he scored like 2 points a game in college.
LeVar,
That was LeVar Ball. They're just Lord.
They're and they built their own brand. It's a big family thing. So, but yes.
They're like the Kardashians of the
They're
basketball.
like the Kardashians of
Essentially,
the basketball
yeah,
world.
exactly.
That's a great,
That is a great comparison.
Like Kim Kardashian tried to have a music career, it didn't work out, so she promptly
She's also trying to be a lawyer, but she's on leave for like 3 years.
Oh, just
or whatever
like
it is.
her-
No,
like her
she,
dad,
no,
right?
she
Her
went to
uncle?
law school. She's
finishing law school, and
But that's what I thought. But I thought for the last 3 years, it's like I'm gonna take the bar test, and she hasn't taken the bar test in like 2 years.
she's taking the bar this year, but I think it was also that was when she and Kanye West got divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're with Kanye
I
West,
think
it's
I
really
think if
different.
you're with Kanye West, you deserve to have a little slack, a little bit, just a little bit.
That right there could fall under.
Artistic genius, but like we can digress, I guess.
I thought you said autistic genius.
I heard that
No, he's like
This is the speed that you gotta understand. So we're gonna move on to the next one. The next topic. So going from basketball over to New Year's Eve, like I said, it is 2025. So I wanted to make a question that is close to New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, New Year,
Forgot about
right?
Easter, man.
Duh, right? So my question for you guys is New Year's Eve / New Year's Day the most overrated holiday, I guess, ever, you would call it? Because, I mean, a holiday just repeats in a year. So is it the most overrated holiday?
I say yes and no, because I love New Year's, but I also think it's a holiday that is dangerous because there's a lot of drunk driving on New Year's. And so I love New Year's, but I think it also is like, I don't know.
It really depends on how you're feeling that day.
Yeah.
It really does depend on that. While Abby's still writing.
No, I'm good.
Oh, you're good? Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to switch
the
over
most
here.
overrated holiday is Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Is Thanksgiving.
That's the best holiday.
Nope.
That's my
I'm gonna
favorite
give you
holiday.
3 reasons why.
Go ahead.
One, really bad history. It's a really off-color holiday when you think about it. It really is. It's just kind of, also,
We're here now.
also, it is
all
one
worked
of
out
the
for
only
us.
holidays. One of the only holidays that has dedicated runs to it, where you have to like wake up at 5 in the morning and go on a turkey.
That's a good point.
Yeah, for real. You gotta know first if you're in a turkey trot family or if you're in a
Turkey gobble family.
if you sleep in and have mimosas on Thanksgiving, because ain't nobody gonna marry
No
a
notes on
turkey
that
trot
one.
family.
Yeah. Also, I think that you should just be thankful all year round. Why do you need to sit in the living room with your family to be thankful one day a year when you could just be thankful all the time? Thanksgiving, and also maybe I'm bitter because the food was really bad this year at my house. It was actually some of the worst Thanksgiving food I've ever had. But what can you do? I don't know. But New Year's is fun.
Okay, I would love to piggyback off that. No, Christmas is the most overrated holiday. Christmas.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Christmas is amazing,
Christmas.
and Christmas is awesome. The expectations to have an incredible amount of time at every event in Christmas is ridiculous, and it's stressful. Thanksgiving is the time with, I love my family, and a lot of them are watching this, but Thanksgiving, so I'll be careful. Thanksgiving is a time with my family where it's like I eat a lot of food, I hang out with my friends within the family, and I watch football, and there's no pressure or stress. Like, we're all together, and it's Christmas time, we gotta do this. And maybe I come from a very like run around, busy
you cook
around
the
Christmas
food?
time family and stuff. I don't cook the food.
Then that's why you're not stressed.
I don't feel stressed. So for me personally, I don't feel as much stress on Thanksgiving than you might and stuff, you know. But I think the holidays, there's more of a pressure, more of a stress to put out the best product possible. And I think that Thanksgiving, or not, what's it called? Christmas is like a lot of things where it's like, I think it's like a 8 out of 10 thing with 10 out of 10 hype. I actually really get excited around Christmas, and I usually buy into it. But there's definitely, like when it ends and we got New Year's and it's unwinding, I'm ready for it to be over.
It's over so quick.
Yeah. And New Year's is a great way for like a good wrap up, good post game, and that's why I love New Year's. But yeah.
Yes.
There's a tradition behind Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. There's a tradition behind Christmas. Name me the tradition behind Halloween and why that's a thing.
No, Halloween's fun though. No, it's
Halloween
There is
does
a
have
tradition. It's a very weird tradition about
It's
death
all-
and like stuff like
It's All
that.
Hallows Eve, and it's when like, I mean,
All Hallows Eve was the day where spirits could come back and roam the earth, or at least something like that in pagan tradition. But fun fact, in the 1900s, when children would celebrate Halloween in Europe, they would get cake instead of candy. You would just get a slice of cake from each house that you went to.
yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I still agree with you though.
Is it-
Because the original tradition, I understand. Okay, it's not overrated. But now, I'm gonna let you go ahead and explain because now there might be a different story.
There's always like a historical context between, well, now I know that there is a historical context, so my point's kind of like a little iffy.
Hey, it's okay.
Because it goes into
Because
Dia,
it's changed.
Not
It's
everybody
changed.
knows that.
it goes into Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, it's a less
But
known.
no offense, but we're like Americans, so we don't usually celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
St. Patrick's Day.
Close
so
enough.
Dia de los
Close enough.
de los wait, hold on.
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia
Dia
de los
de
Muertos.
De los
Dia
Muertos.
Muertos.
de los
De la
Muertos.
Diego
Muertos.
de los
Day
Muertos.
of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. Yes, my birthday falls on it. I just
November 1st?
yep.
But there's
All
so,
Saints Day. Nice.
there's
So I want to agree with you because I do think that where it is now and where we are, I'm gonna let you go give your point because I think that is a very important
There's just all the other holidays have such a more significant historical context
All the
behind
other
them.
holidays? New Year's Eve? We're doing New Year's Eve right now. Go
ahead.
New Year's is
Earth has been around for a while.
It's every time a full rotation.
rotated
I
the
think
sun
that's
forever.
pretty significant. A full
ahead.
rotation of the Earth.
But continue.
It's
Go
like a
ahead.
fun fact.
I mean, that's all I have. It's just
Kaden
every
thinks
single
Christmas is
other-
overrated. Let him.
That's,
yeah, he doesn't mean
that
Go
might
ahead,
be
go
the
ahead.
most wild.
If we're talking about like the
one.
meaningfulness of like a holiday, it's like for me it's like Easter and then Christmas and then there's like a big drop off, you know. But like I mean, if we're talking about just the vibes of a holiday, like
Easter
Halloween's sick. It's Jesus'
Oh, yeah, sorry,
resurrection.
I'm like sitting there. I thought you
Jesus'
said-
resurrection and Jesus' birth.
I thought you said Easter was overrated.
I thought you were going to say those were overrated. I was gonna be
No,
like,
I was saying.
thought
like,
Easter
in
was
terms
overrated.
of tradition and meaning, they're the two
Yes,
most
yes.
meaningful, impactful things to
Correct.
the world.
Why
yeah,
is
to some
Halloween
people,
sick?
yeah.
To me personally.
Why is Halloween sick?
Halloween? But if we're doing a Be For Real show, we're talking about the vibes of holidays. Halloween's sick. It's
Why?
so fun. You know why?
Why?
Halloween's fun.
No. Tell me why.
It's a great time.
No, go ahead, Drew. I want to
I
hear your
like
points though.
Halloween
Yeah.
in Clipson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Halloween
This
is
is
only
great.
one day.
Halloween doesn't.
No,
Okay,
but
Every holiday is only
Christmas
one
is one day, but like when I say Christmas,
Thanksgiving's
y'all
one
are
day.
thinking of a lot more things than just
Correct.
what is the main thing that makes Halloween Halloween? Like,
When we were little, it was
I feel
dressing
like-
up and getting candy.
Yeah, costumes and
But
candy.
once you grow
I
up,
feel like there's not
Hey,
a
but
main.
when you have
Dressing
class
up.
on Halloween, your teacher brings you candy.
mine didn't.
But that's,
did.
I feel like that's the
Dress up.
only holiday where there's not a main thing that
No,
someone
dressing
does.
up
On Christmas,
is-
I can agree with
everyone like celebrates and gets gifts. On Thanksgiving, everyone like eats turkey.
Halloween,
Well,
everyone dresses up in a
what did you
costume.
do last Halloween weekend? I'm curious.
I was
Have
out
fun.
with him a lot.
Yeah, you go out. You go
Yeah.
out and you dress up it's an excuse to dress up in a costume. I mean, what other times can you actually just get to dress up once, like something?
When you're an adult.
What's the
When you're
what's
You look
the
good,
Comic
too.
Cons?
It's fun.
Comic Cons?
But like, I'm
the
not
fuck
going.
is
I don't know, but that's a way to get dressed.
That's two. One more, we're R-rated. Yeah.
I didn't even hear it, so you're good.
Yeah.
My bad. I shouldn't
No, we're
have called it out.
PG-14
That's my
one more.
fault.
But Drew, I think I do agree with you because I want to let you. Do you have any other points for it?
Nah, that was.
Because I do agree with them where it's like I think the way it's gone now, the tradition makes absolutely no sense. It's overrated.
Ow.
So I want to agree with you because I felt like you were being bashed over there. So I'm going to agree with you on that one. But I'm going to go ahead. I was going to say no because I think St. Patrick's Day is the most overrated. Like,
St. Patrick's Day is awesome. Oh my God. And it's not like highly
what's the?
rated.
If
It's
you
not
want to talk about
talked
historical now, I don't know this,
You're
but
gonna say that to me?
yes, I am.
It's fun. Have you gone? I'm taking out St. Patrick's Day. We'll have fun. You're gonna
I just
you'll change
don't
your mind.
understand what the historical context is. Are we celebrating leprechauns?
I think
Yes.
it was like when.
It was great when I was a
About
child.
Irish-
Patrick's beheading, I believe, in Ireland.
Are you Irish?
Yeah.
Yes. My
Yeah,
last
you
name
look
is
Irish.
my last name's McGee.
It's the day like it's the
Abby
day.
McGee is
Yeah.
sick.
I believe
That's tough.
I believe it's the day like the tyrant of like Ireland was like beheaded and Ireland became free.
Why are we celebrating?
It's fun.
it is the one day
just
a year.
weird.
Do you notice that
Irish people immigrated to America.
Do you notice that the U.S. celebrates like everyone else's holiday and then ours? Like we celebrate every holiday.
And
which is
that's
kinda
awesome.
sick.
That's
And hey,
awesome. We should.
because
But we don't
Because-
celebrate
No.
Kwanzaa.
Like-
we
No,
don't
some
celebrate
people
Hanukkah.
do. Some
unless you
people
America
Do they?
pros and cons.
Yes.
Like
of
non.
pro.
I know like people that come in from like that have like
Well,
history
because
there.
America, you got to think about it like this way: America is such a diverse land of
Melting pot.
cultures, and
like a melting pot.
It's a yes,
Okay.
it is a melting pot, and so we celebrate all of these days. No, you know what I think the most overrated holiday is? Columbus Day.
That's where
Hate
we
that
were
man.
Is
founded.
that rated like
Hate-
high? I
Yeah.
feel like that
I
was
hate
like,
that man.
I like that.
He did not. He was not the first one
Oh,
to
you mean
discover
he was on
America.
history?
He did not find America, and he was.
I might
bald.
agree with
Did
that
we get
more
a day
than
off
mine,
Columbus Day
actually.
though?
Huh?
Did we get a day off
I
Columbus
think-
Day?
Isn't
No.
it technically
No, it's in
called
the
it?
summer.
No, I think it's now called Indigenous Peoples Day.
It is. They changed it.
It's now, yeah.
No.
Because the indigenous people are the ones who founded America. He also did not sail to America first.
I think the only thing that I find interesting about all the holidays is that like there's so many different variety of holidays, but the craziest part is like we're the only nation that accepts. Like I'll celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and I'm not even Mexican. Like I'll just celebrate it because
I
it's
had
fun.
no clue. I genuinely thought you were Mexican up until this point.
Yeah, right. We're Hispanic, you know. We don't want to go crazy. But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how like us as a group want to accept it, like any holiday, which is kind of cool.
Because
It's,
you
it's
have
neat.
fun. It's a fun time. You're just like, oh, there's
It's a reason to go out and party.
I think we were raised to, at least, hopefully, majority of us were raised to accept and appreciate other people's culture, and
Exactly.
so we celebrate that to show our respect to the other people's culture. Cause like going Cinco de Mayo like that, I mean, it's a huge day for Hispanic culture and like other things like that. Like
It's
And I
impressive.
also just love going to the Mexican restaurant and getting a
it's cool.
margarita on Cinco de
If what
Mayo.
I'm doing on St. Patrick's Day is showing respect to other cultures, and I'm really happy I'm contributing to society in such a positive way. Yeah.
Now, with all of that being said, in all of our discussion, I'm going yes, it is overrated. I'm switching my answer. I know I said no, I said this, I said that. That was going to be my real answer. I want to make it interesting. I'm saying yes because who wants to celebrate another year that you're older? I always got depressed when I was at New Year's Eve. I mean, sorry, I got sad. We had this
so much
conversation.
worse as you
I
get
got
older.
sad. I want to make sure we touch this right because
Yeah, Brian.
my bad.
Go back.
I did it.
Trauma
I caught myself.
Halloween, so I actually,
But like legitimately, every year I would get upset because I would get like older and older and older, and it realized that I would have less like I'd have to move on with life. Does that make any sense? Like it's just a sad point.
Oh, I like that.
And I'm not one like I don't drink. So to me, these days that you like go out to party and drink, it's fun for you guys. But for me, I'm just sitting there watching a ball drop, going, "Wow, I'm now
Get
10."
your sparkling
Like,
apple juice on.
it's gonna get so much
Yeah.
worse.
Welch's.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
So
scary.
in my argument for yes, I'm just saying that to me as a child, I always got sad because it meant that I was getting older and it meant that I had to like move on with my life. I don't know. That's me.
I love New Year's now because, I mean, I go out to bars and celebrate and whatever. But I loved New Year's when I was a kid because one, I got to stay up late, and two, that Welch's sparkling grape juice, that hit different.
It's good.
I feel like there's also
that's
nothing to do. You don't have anything. There's nothing up other than wearing glasses. Like it's not
Well,
like
see,
there's a
like, we
tree.
did,
It's not like there's a
Kind of
turkey.
what you were saying about
Well, see, like New Year's in my house growing up, we would always go to my grandma's. My dad would make shrimp and grits. It's the only time he made shrimp and grits every year. We would have a big bonfire in the back of my grandparents' big yard. We would roast s'mores. We would play manhunt. We would do all this kind of things. We would go through like probably like 20 bottles of that Welch's grape juice between the 7 grandchildren. Like we partied.
That is so much grape juice.
It
That is a
was
lot.
So much. And guess what? I would be Welch's grape juice drunk. I would.
Hey,
We were 10. It was our one, and we'd be like, pour
got
me
pretend,
another
bro.
one, Macy.
Pour me another.
Hit me.
had a lot of fun with it. But moving on, obviously with holidays, you have a lot of travel, and with travel, a lot of people take a plane. Not everyone does, but a lot of people do. I'm trying my best over here.
That eraser. Thank you.
You get what you paid for, right? So I'm trying my best, but yes, with holidays comes a lot of travel, and with travel comes planes. So my question to you guys for this next, believe it or not, as you see on the board, it says 57 seconds. Question mark. Why is it a question? Believe it or not, the shortest commercial flight only lasts 57 seconds.
No.
Well,
Okay.
let me ask you.
There is a true answer.
I want to look at your
The
face
last
while
two were
people talk
debates.
about it, but I can get it.
Okay, the last two were debates. This is a true answer. Like there is a true yes or no to this answer. Do you believe that the shortest flight is 57 seconds?
Okay, well, I need context. So are we including boarding, takeoff, and landing?
I believe it's in air.
Just in air?
I believe it's
at altitude?
Just like fully like when you take off the ground and when you land. I believe it's that. If I remember correctly. I looked this up a while ago.
Off the
so
ground, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming once it's off the ground, it's 57 seconds in the air.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah,
Zach
exactly.
says
I agree.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I think it's like a little less.
Wait, I think
little
it
less.
is
I think you're a little
true.
weird.
I think it's
I
like-
think it is true because I think it's from like, it's to an island. It's from like somewhere. I think it's somewhere to an island.
I believe so. I've looked this up a while ago, so I'm trying to remember some of it, but I believe it is. So it is a flight from a land to an island. The question is it 57 seconds? Or is it less? Is it more?
It's going to be a similar number that's not that number, but
Okay,
it's going to be very similar.
commercial flight. Okay.
I think it's gonna be
Okay.
60
Does
seconds.
anybody know off the top of their head how fast an airplane goes?
Like 26,000 kilometers per hour. I have no idea. I just pulled out a number.
Okay.
Legitimately, I have no idea. I think it's in the thousands, I would assume. I think I saw this before. It's like 256 or something.
You
I don't
can
know.
fly from Charleston to Greenville. There are shorter flights than that. I say yes.
All right.
I say a proud yes.
So, yeah, I gotta shoot
Is
the
it,
answer.
is
when
it, is
someone
it
says
37
So yes.
seconds? 37 seconds. All right, you kept the 7 and you made it a 3.
So,
And it's basically the
A
same.
commercial
like-
airplane.
I am one to do that. But
You
go
pull
ahead.
it up and you, oh yeah, you got it.
A commercial airplane typically cruises at a speed around 500 to 600 miles per hour, depending on the aircraft type and flight conditions. This translates to roughly 475 to 575 miles per hour for long-haul passenger jets.
So you're pretty much going a mile a second, if
Yeah.
I did that math correctly. Okay, so you're going 37 miles.
doing this right.
That's fine. Or 57?
57.
57
In this scenario, you'd be
miles.
going 57 miles.
37
I say yes.
7. He would be going.
Yeah.
I say yes.
All right. The answer
It's gonna be less.
56.9.
is Believe It.
Okay.
57 seconds. I cannot remember off the top of my head what the island is. I apologize for that. I did not write it down at the
look it up.
time.
So,
If you can look it up.
producer jumping in on
Zach's
this.
chiming in. All right, go ahead, Zach.
So I do know this. It is from Westray to Papa Westray. 57 seconds, shortest commercial flight in the world.
Yes. Where is that in the
Where is
Caribbean?
that?
I believe it is.
In the Caribbean. In
I
the
believe.
Caribbean. Caribbean. Yeah, which way we're going to say that? That's for next time. Little teaser. But yes, Believe It. It is 57 seconds. That is ridiculous. 57 seconds?
Crazy.
That's incredibly fast.
That,
Yeah.
like,
For instance, we were on the topic of introductions. Like, I was trying to get out my first few words in 57 seconds.
Yeah. What's the car?
That's how quick it is. Like, I was trying to introduce this show in 57 seconds.
Our
Each one of
intro
your
song today will be
introductions
57
was about 57
that's
seconds.
literally like going like this. I was like, boop, boom.
Exactly.
What's the point of buying a plane ticket?
Yeah, literally.
What's
well, I
the
guess
point?
maybe
I
if
think it's
like
'cause
the
it's
only
water,
way,
so it's
the only way you can fly.
It's got to be
Right.
cheap, though,
the
right?
only way you can
Right.
transport.
It's got to be cheap, though, right?
Yep.
I don't know. It's like a crazy thought, though, because you're sitting there and you're like, man, how high do you have to be? Like, are you way up high, or are you just like coasting over the water?
Maybe you're coasting over the water, and that's why it's so quick.
You just like take off straight. Like, you don't even go up. You just go straight.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how planes work.
I don't think it is either. Unless
Water
is it
planes.
it has to be a plane.
Well, it's
'cause
a commercial plane.
It's a commercial
It's
flight.
a commercial flight. So
Yeah.
no, but their wings like tilt up so you can get in the air.
They
and
have
they
to go
tilt back
up.
down so you can. I don't know if you can just hover like I don't.
Yeah. The question is, how high does it go?
I don't understand how planes work. I think it's a myth.
think Zach
Like, what do
is
you mean
some-
they're 2 tons?
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach, do you have something you want
I feel
to?
like if both the wings fell, then they would still fly.
It is a
Like, it's all
smallish
stuff.
kind of plane.
It is a small plane.
Like it seats like 10, I think.
Oh,
as I
okay.
recall.
Well, that's important context.
We did not know that.
There is a YouTube video if you want to go look it up later.
Really?
I can link it in the description.
Go ahead. So,
Wait.
yeah,
Please do.
You guys hear it here. If you want to watch a 57-second commercial flight and possibly book one for yourself, to
Yes.
what is it? West.
Papa
Promo code is gonna be
Westray.
in the
Where's
end of
Papa?
this video. Yeah. it's a-
There is a description below. You can experience it all in the comfort of your home.
Check it
All right. But moving on to the last segment.
yes,
That was
there's
it
one more.
for Believe It or Not. Last segment is Your 4. I haven't done this for a little while. I think it's almost been a year now
I've
since
never
I've
been
done
part
this.
of this.
Your 4 is a topic where I give you basically a general subject, general topic, and you guys are going to give your top 4 of that topic.
Okay.
So,
Amazing.
for those of you that have not been here in Clemson and did not know, we finally experienced snow for the first time. So my Your 4 topic is favorite snow days. You're going to rank them from 1 to 4. So 1 is your favorite, 4 is your least favorite, but you got to put your top 4 in. That's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes. Oh, you need a marker, my bad. I stole that marker from you.
Does it have to? Is it specific ones? Or
Any
it can
snow
be
day,
anything?
just
Okay.
any snow day activity. I mean, it could be a tradition that you guys have. It could be anything.
Yeah, mine's more like personal than like objective. Yeah. Let's see.
You already have one that I know I have. But yeah, so we had snow for the first time. Absolutely loved it. And we're supposed to have another snowstorm, I think. I think there was actually like a rumor that I think it was MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day,
Yes.
that we're supposed to be getting more snow. Now, I went sledding down Dykes Hill for the first time ever. And let's just say I finally finished cleaning my jeans because I kept pushing it off and I didn't feel like getting the
Why were
stains
they
out.
dirty?
Because it was muddy.
Ah, okay.
After like multiple slides, we took a paddleboard
I
down.
thought you meant the snow cleaned your jeans. Oh, I got you.
Oh, no. So after we decided to take a paddleboard to the snow mountain, and it did break in half after like 9 people rode it 10 times. So the paddleboard did snap, but we had a lot of fun, except the snow went away really quickly. So then that's when we started sliding down the hill. All of our clothes got dirty.
I like
So,
it. I like it.
but
got mine written.
it looks like you guys are all ready. I
need
think
to- you need
Kaden can start out. Abby has like a gap. Oh, no, she does. I thought she had a gap. Never
Yeah,
mind.
you got. I saw they got it too.
What?
Do we want to go with Abby? We can let Abby start off. Abby, what are your
For the
favorite snow
teardrop.
day?
All right. Number 1, sledding. I grew up poor, so we used trash can lids. It was amazing. Number 2, movies. I don't really like being cold and wet, so I am inside on snow days. Number 3, snowball fights. Going back to me not enjoying being both cold and stopping wet while I'm freezing. Snowball fights are violent. They really are. Like,
Complimentary.
They're crazy.
they're violent. They're violent. And then number 4 is driving, because I already can't do that well.
Yeah.
And so adding ice and the possibility of dying to that just really isn't in my top 4 things I like doing. So that's me.
Okay.
Wow, okay, all right.
Mine's gonna sound so negative because of number 4. Because my number 4 is going inside. But that's complimentary because I think I'm thinking more, especially as a kid, and you're like you're really living up the snow. Because I grew up in Greenville, it was like once a year, and you live it up. Going inside, getting all those clothes off, and getting in the shower is like the best feeling and stuff. I love that. Number 3, I put sledding, which we're all gonna put sledding. It's awesome, it's fun. I don't gotta explain sledding. 2, I put snow football. I love just tackling someone into the snow. Is so sick. It's so much more fun in the snow. It's more special. When you keep score, you remember that score. You know what you're playing to. Because it's gonna be more competitive. It's going to be more physical. And then snowball fights is number 1. I like the variation of snowball fights. I like snow manhunt. Snow capture the flag is some of my best memories as a kid. Building elaborate forts for like 6 hours and then just never even having the snowball fight. Like those are the best. So that's my top 4. And 1 and 2 is far ahead of 3 and 4 though, I would say. There's 2 that stick out in my brain.
Yeah, I also have the 1 and 2, and then there's a drop off. Mine is 1 snowball fights. I actually got into a snowball fight on the Clemson day that
You
we
lost
had
to a girl.
Why do you think a woman can't win a snowball fight?
Because they're weaker. He lost to a girl. It's embarrassing. Physically, yeah.
One day,
Well, I've been silenced.
Hey, where's your proof at?
Yeah, where's the proof at? That I think women throw less hard than men.
Let's test
And
it.
for your information, I actually won my snowball fight. Thank you very much.
Beat a girl in a
prove you
snowball
wrong.
fight.
Also
Yeah.
hates women.
Big old bloody nose. Yeah, for her. Yeah.
My second
You're a
one.
misogynist.
Ah, shoot.
Oh, so
and
you
the
think
truth comes out.
Hey,
If I see a dude
Oh.
just throw a snowball, hits a girl in the face, gives her a bloody nose, I'd be like, damn. that
Okay,
was
then
kinda mean.
guess what I would do?
I'd be like, that was kind of mean of her.
Throw a snowball even harder, or tackle you and punch you in the snow.
And I think that would be really cool because you're a girl.
Just being real. All right, go on to your third, or your second. I don't know which one you were on.
My second one is sledding because I love buying random stuff from Target and seeing will it sled, and just going
Oh,
down.
that's so much fun. I saw
Yeah,
someone.
seeing if it'll
There
go.
was someone that brought a wheelchair
I
out.
don't know if I've tried
for
that.
Dykes. They brought a wheelchair.
I
Was
saw
he
the
in a
I saw
wheelchair or
the
did he come
shopping
into a
cart.
wheelchair?
They brought it and then
Yes,
they sat down.
shopping
and
cart.
drove it.
That's sick.
I'm pretty
Shopping
sure
cart's
if you
sick.
brought a wheelchair to ride down, you probably had to leave on it because
Yeah.
there's no way you're surviving.
It's
that
hard to
wheelchair
just
ride.
get a wheelchair. That
on a
feels like
grassy,
pretty
rocky,
crappy.
bumpy. It's
Go
not
to
rocky.
Goodwill
but
and get a wheelchair.
You can do that.
Yeah, they have like they have a whole section.
Yeah.
You can get a walker. You can literally get anything from
Yeah, you
Goodwill.
That's something that like my frontal lobe.
Wait,
would go.
where are
I'd be
you
like,
from?
I can't believe I did.
Jersey.
So you grew up with snow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we should trust his opinion the most.
Yeah, give us top.
Go ahead. So you're number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 is snowball soccer because soccer, oh my God, when in the snow, it's so fun. Because like the ball do these weird things that you won't see. It'll have these weird spins. And everyone will be like, what is happening right
Whoa.
now? Just like that. And then my number 4 is also snow football because this guy's gotten me really into football and I love it. And honorable mention, you gotta go with the old classic snowman. I feel like it's so slept on, but it's fun. It has its time when it's right.
low
And
key.
it deserves a shout out for sure.
Yeah.
Landry.
Okay, so I said number 1 was watching my dog play in the snow. It was literally the cutest thing ever. It was his first time ever seeing snow, and he literally was just like running around the backyard trying to eat it as it was falling. And he was slipping all over the place, and like I would make little balls and like throw them at him, and he loved it. It was literally the best thing ever. I want it to snow again because he loved it so much.
Can confirm he was really cute.
He was so cute in the snow. And he was like slipping everywhere. It was literally the cutest thing ever. Number 2, I said making snowmen. I'm also gonna put like making snow angels in there. Just because, I mean, it's fun. I think I like doing angels more than that because my hands get really cold when making snowmen. And then number 3, I agree with Abby and a majority of y'all, making hot cocoa and watching movies bundled up because it's just so cold outside and I don't like to be really cold all the time. Like, sometimes. Snow cold is a different kind of cold.
Yeah.
And then number 4, I said sledding because like Abby said, we had a really big hill in my backyard. And we would like get a box from like one of my like toys that my dad had in the garage, like one of the boxes or whatever, and we would sit down there. Or we would get like one of the bin tops and sled down the thing. We would also like do it when it wasn't snowing. It's like,
Raining,
Push.
dry, you just go down.
yeah, go down the hill.
Used to do that, the hill at Clemson when I was a little kid with the cardboard boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
And you used to like slide down
It's like when you had the Little League World Series and you just like,
Yes.
they all slide down center field
Yeah.
and
it's
cardboard
sick.
and everything.
It's cool. It's fun.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my 4.
Of course.
So I had a lot of the same as you guys. I had football as my number one because, and this doesn't just have to be playing football. This could be simply like if it ever snowed, even like maybe half an inch, I would always run outside, get someone to throw me the ball. Like one time I had my mom throw me the ball, and I would just dive.
Mom throwing is the best because they're so inaccurate, and you just like.
And you just gotta dive. Like you just gotta go.
All of them.
My
It's
mom
so
had
fun.
I'm not gonna lie, my mom had a cannon, but that's beside the point. But yes, like.
Hitting you in the chest, you're like, I want to dive, Mom. Like, come on,
I'm like, throw it
stop
worse.
throwing
I'm like,
dots.
throw it.
Yeah,
And she's like throwing dots over here. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, she's hitting you in
But
stride every time. Yeah.
Loved it every time. You'd build like little like snow mountains so you could run into them. Like, I don't know, it's fun. So I love football, any type of football out there, throwing, playing, anything like that. My second has got to be making hot chocolate. I make hot chocolate in the summer when I'm cold. So when it's a snow day, it's just like a cherry on top. It's just so good. It's so good. My third is snowman, building a snowman. I'm from like middle. That's all I gotta pronounce. Middle Eastern Shore. So we don't get a lot of snow. And sadly, we haven't had it for 3 years. And then the day I left, they ended up getting 12 inches of snow.
Bruh, hate that.
It was like 10 or 12. Something. It was in double digits. I was so upset. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Like I wanted to see this. Luckily, it snowed down here, just not as much. But the best way to tell if it's a good snow day is depending on how big you can make a snowman. The bigger you can make it, the better the snow day. I love building them, love making them. Greatest thing ever. And my number 4 is fights, snowball fights. Love snowball fights. We tried to have a snowball fight this weekend. I accidentally pegged my roommate in the head. That was beside the point. I was aiming for his chest. He was going up the hill and he slipped, and then it just was like right in the eye.
which one?
The whole thing. Josh.
Josh?
Yeah.
Was he mad?
That was the night because he got hit in the head a few different times. So he was like
He always
kind of
acts
wobbly.
Like he was in that a few different times.
But yeah, he was kind of wobbly, so I had to make sure he was okay because also with our paddle board, we had our paddle board incident, and we would have someone run and jump, and when they jump, all of our heads just clock together like a Newton's cradle.
Oh, good Lord.
So it was very interesting. We're all fine. He's fine right now. And so we had fun.
It was what it was, yeah.
But after hearing Landry's list, I do have to say my honorable mention, this is the last thing I'll say about it, is watching my dog play. Because like I said, it's been a while. My dog is 18 inches tall. Now he's blind. Huh?
Great Dane.
That's
18 inches.
short.
Like
Sorry.
this
I did the
big. No,
same
you're good.
thing.
I don't
was
know
like,
what-
Huge. Yeah,
No, like he's like this big.
Yeah, I got you.
And he's a white,
1.5.
he's like
1.5.
maybe 18 pounds soaking wet. He's like 14, 16 pounds. And when he runs in the snow, when it was like 3 inches, you would just see him high stepping, like trying to get around. It's like the cute thing. And all the snow gets on his fur and he's white, so he lose him. Like one time he was walking off the deck and it was like almost level. He's just walking and all of a sudden he just disappears. It was because he walked off the deck and like went like gone. We're like, where is he? And then we just saw him.
I love that.
Now, he's blind sadly now. Great otherwise. So when he went outside, he was like a ping pong, like a, not a ping pong. Pinball, like a pinball, and he just goes back and forth hitting all the walls of the snow. So it's great, but that would be my honorable mention because I love watching him go out there. So it's hilarious. I love snow, probably my favorite weather. I also like the cold anyway. I like the fall seasons. We had that on the earlier show. Maybe we bring it back.
Love the fall.
But yeah, so that's my list. That's our list, and I think that wraps up our show. We were a while today. So if you guys are here, thank you. Shout out to Dan. I'm gonna bring him back. Shout out to Dan. Watch the video if you want to take a 57-second. If you don't like the snow and you'd rather go to an island, take a 57-second commercial flight from somewhere in the Caribbean to another place in the Caribbean. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys all for joining. Thank you, Abby, Landry, Drew, Caden. Thank you all for joining. Had a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. And we'll catch you guys next time.